so much, Jan. It is so wonderful to be here. It is always wonderful to be with CSL Rockland County. And I have the pleasure today of, of wrapping up the Yes series. And I've come to talk fully about living your yes fully. Now, I was thinking though, the topic could have been the reluctant yes. You know, you know, you want to live your life fully, but you might be a little reluctant. And I know myself, I have been a little reluctant to sort of come into that place of spirit. And so I got myself a reminder. I'm going to share with you my little reminder here. I went to one of those office stores, and when I needed a reminder, I got this little button, and the button says yes, right? And so whatever I'm feeling, whatever it goes, oh, wait a minute, I don't know, I'm a little reluctant. And it goes, oh yeah. Oh, there you go. Sometimes you need a little encouragement, a little encouragement from from someone, because sometimes you can be reluctant to take that step of faith, to walk out and to accept, embrace, and live fully in your yes. But now, as I'm wrapping up this series, what I'd like to do is just take you back through the last few weeks and just review a little bit, and then walk fully into our yes. You and I both know how transformative it is to say yes to life. You've seen it through the movie The Yes Man, which is the sacred reading for this month. And Reverend Melissa explained to you that your no can open you up to a greater yes. And in week 2, Reverend Melissa shared the meaning of yes, that yes means to be it, to be that thing, that very thing that you want to be, that very thing that you want to be. And Eugene Holden in week 3 reminded us that we must embody that thing that we want to be in the law of yes, because the universe always says yes. The universe always says yes. And Eugene reminded us that yielding, that yes means yielding every day to spirit, yielding energetically to spirit. And he reminds us that when we surrender to abundance, to love, and to all of the good and all of the gifts that you have to give, that yes affirms that space where you are vibrating, not what you say you want, but what you actually are and where you're actually vibrating. This is what we get. So you've been affirming, yes, I am. Yes, I am. I am. I am. And now that you know the theory and the yeses and the nos, but what is it exactly? What is it like to actually live your life fully in the yes? When this topic was brought up to me, that was the first thing that came to my mind. Whoa, live it fully as your yes, that freedom, that joy, that abandonment, that feeling of accomplishment, that feeling of that rush of spirit moving in and around and through you, and you are just in the divine flow. You are living fully as your yes. But some of you may know and some of you may not know, but I'm kind of academic-y. So the first book that came to my mind, and I'm going to ask for show of hands here, the first book, when she said that, and the first thing that came to my mind was, oh my gosh, I should call it The Sacred Yes. But then, okay, so I want to see a show of hands. How many of you know The Sacred Yes, Letters from the Infinite from Reverend Deborah Johnson? You know The Sacred Yes? I cannot let this series slip by without a nod to Reverend Deborah Johnson. And I'll encourage Reverend Melissa to get her to speak with you directly. If you don't know Reverend Deborah Johnson, she is an esteemed professor at the Holmes Institute and one of the original founders of Agape International Center at Los Angeles, a church for spiritual, the Agape Center for International Spiritual. She founded her own church, the Inner Light Center in Santa Cruz, California. So that was the first thing that came to my mind. So I'm definitely going to share a little bit from living from the Sacred Yes, Letters from the Infinite. And then the second book, and I want to see if you guys have you heard of this second book that came to my mind, which is very much like the Jim Carrey movie, because I didn't know until Reverend Melissa told me it was based on a true story, The Yes Man. The second book that came to mind was The Year of Saying Yes by Shonda Rhimes. We know that one. Okay, few people know Shonda Rhimes. And she has some examples and some demonstrations that we can discuss when we're talking about living fully in your yes. So when you're living fully in your yes, you're opening up yourself to greater and greater unfoldment. You're living in a state of trusting spirit. You're saying yes to your deepest desires, and that you know spirit will guide you along the way. You know that whatever it is that you are stepping into, when you say yes to that still small voice, you know that spirit will literally make the bridge. If you are moving over something and you put your foot down, spirit will actually place that next step right in front of you. It is living fully in your yes, is living fully in listening to spirit, letting spirit guide that step and moving in that direction with the full confidence. You know, Mary Manny Morrissey said, you know, just move in the direction of your dreams and step in confidence. And that road will be made. And Martin Luther King Jr. said, you just have to know what the first step is. And the rest step will be made. This is this idea of living in your yes. And what I found for myself personally, is that when I don't listen to those whispers, they get louder and louder. God is real gentle with you. And then if you're a little, as my grandma would say, a little hard-headed, like myself, they get louder and louder and begin to clang you upside your head. So it's much nicer to listen to that yes. Spirit says, I've got this thing for you. When you're living fully in your yes, you're moving towards your greater and greater good. It is always moving you in the direction of good, no matter what it looks like when you're living your yes. Well, I know that when I think about this, I know that there's a bliss that lasts for a little while. That spirit is always moving, it's always evolving. And just when you get comfortable with things, you know, you might be in that place of yes, then spirit will move something. And you don't stay in that place, but you move a little bit further, you move up a little bit higher, as they would say. So I actually want to share a little piece from the Sacred Yes, like I said, from Reverend Deborah Johnson's book, just this idea of when you say yes, the ultimate living yes. It's from her book, chapter 2, Begin with Yes, and it's section 5. Now, just one word about this book, The Sacred Yes. The Sacred Yes is a book that you don't have to read cover to cover. It's one of those books that if you open it up, it's almost like you will get the word the Spirit needs you to hear. And it is wonderful encouragement when you need that encouragement from someone who's been there. So let me just share with you a little bit of what Reverend Deborah says in section 5. It says, say yes to me, to us, and to our oneness. And this book, the other thing I have to say, Letters from the Infinite, if you've ever read Conversations with God, a lot of you know Neil Welsh's Conversations with God. It's a little bit like that. It's like the infinite dictated these letters to Reverend Deborah. So it's like the infinite is talking to her. So it says, when you say yes to me, that's spirit, say yes to us, and say yes to our oneness. If only you would start from this point. When you say yes, there does not have to be a particular something that you are agreeing with. The agreement when you say yes is to say yes to our oneness. That is what you are saying yes to. Yes to your understanding that we are one. Yes to your understanding that in the acknowledgement and acceptance of that oneness, all of the plans come together for your good. Yes, in your understanding that despite all appearances, despite all facts and circumstances, I am alive and well and working in all of them and have a way of transforming all of them into something that is of benefit for all. So where you see a detriment, with your understanding of our oneness, with me, it transforms that detriment into a benefit. The yes is not required. The yes that is required is not on the back end. It is not simply a concurrence or a consensus. The yes is on the front end. The yes is the starting point. The yes is the foundation. The yes is the assumption. The yes is the underlying basis through which all facts are interpreted. The yes sets the tone. The yes sets the parameters. And when everything is within the yes, everything transmutes, transcends, transforms, redeems itself back to a perfect pattern. This is the yes that whispers in your soul. This is the yes that sings to you in the midnight hour. This is the yes that cradles you when you are trembling in fear. This is the yes that opens its arms and embraces you when you feel disconnected from everything and everybody, including yourself. This is the yes that sustains you when you don't know where you are going to get the strength to take the next step, let alone finish the journey. This is the yes that you are looking for in all of your conversations with everybody else. Spirit, God, the universe, I am, the I am of the I am the yes. You turn to other people for these things and you get disappointed when it was never theirs to give. Seek and ye shall find, yes, but you have to look where it can be found. Come to spirit, come to God, come to the universe. You will find it in you, in me, yes, the sacred yes. Reverend Deborah. Letters from the infinite. If you need a word is there. You know, when I was reflecting on my own life, I was thinking, well, how can I speak authentically about, living fully your yes? And what I realized is that the yes is playing out differently in different parts of my life. And you might see this for yourself. You know, there was once a time I had a job. I worked really hard to get this job. This is the job that I wanted. This is the title that I wanted. And look at me, my prayers are answered. I got the job, all right? And I am living my yes. I am stepping fully into my yes. That's God laughing, because the position turned out to be nothing like I expected. You know, I was living the yes. I got the prayer answered, and everything around me changed. The people changed, both the support staff and the upper management. The work that was needed changed. The office was in the middle of a total transformation. So what does it mean living a yes if you find yourself caught up in a mess? Oh, well, I'm sorry. Well, change. Change can feel like a mess, all right? Things not going as you expect them to go, or not looking the way you thought they would look. But Spirit has a sense of humor. And in my dissatisfaction, I went to an old colleague, someone who'd been in the same position, someone who'd listened to my lament, somebody who was not new thought. They would listen to my lament, right? And they were very understanding. This colleague said to me, and I quote, "Pray and trust. Pray and trust about the situation. Trust in God and look for the good." Now I laughed to myself because I thought, God, you're whacking me upside the head again. I go to this person because I'm trying to lament. And they are telling me everything that I would tell someone if they came to me and they were in the same situation. God was showing out because I noticed, because in the midst of the storm, I don't know about you, but sometimes I forget who God is. I forget sometimes that God is greater than any circumstance or any situation, that God is right where you are, that you can lose sight of the light. So when this colleague reminded me that we are all one and that Spirit is always working for the good of all and that there is only one, she told me to remind me. And I'm telling you this story to remind you, if you are finding yourself in the space of living your yes, but it doesn't look anything like you thought it might. If you are in a place where the appearances are great, yes, when you are listening to the still small voice and you know it can turn out good, it can only be good. God only works for our good. And the it, whatever the it is, whatever the circumstance is, whatever the situation is, it is opening you up to something bigger and better than you can ever imagine. When you are living fully in your yes, it's not a stagnant place. It's a place of growing. It's a place of growing financially, spiritually, in all ways. And sometimes it really can look like you're caught up in a mess. But you just have to keep saying yes to Spirit, and you just have to keep listening and following the hunches. I heard someone say following the breadcrumbs of Spirit, following the gift, the trail that it is leading, following the leads, knowing that you can step over, you can step out, and a way will be made. And I like to say trust and know. So living fully in your yes, especially in those moments of the acceptance of yes, when you first say yes to Spirit. I know an opportunity came to me once. I was in a place and it was a desire deep in my heart, and I was at the World Parliament of Religions, and someone came up and told me about an opportunity. I did not hesitate. I did not think. I said yes with a fever, yes with a delight. And it's that energy, that momentum of energy that will move you. But I said yes. The way was made. The way was made, right? The way was made. But the yes that I said yes to was way down the road. It's sometime in November. I said yes to something that's way down the road. So sometimes that energy, it wanes and waxes and waxes and wanes. That excitement of the original yes can sometimes fade. It can feel like you're on a roller coaster that moves between true confidence and self-doubt. But when the yes is really from the Spirit, when you know it's right, and when you're in total alignment, there is no doubt, no fear. It's just right. You're living in your less. And your experiences, the Spirit will give you experiences, and it'll give you that pathway to walk into your yes. So now this is where I want to bring in an example. If you are a lover, and I am a lover of Grey's Anatomy, and if you are a lover of Shonda Rhimes. I am, because she's born on the right day, January 13th, and that's my birthday. So Shonda and I share that. She was born on the right day. And if you want a treat, listen to the Year of Yes, which Shonda Rhimes reads herself on audible.com. So I have the book, but because of life, I had about 7 hours of cleaning to do. So I listened to it on audible.com. But I also have the book, which has the photos to back it up. So that's really nice. So give yourself a treat if you want to see someone who is actually reluctant in their year of yes, but transformative absolutely in the end. The title of her book is The Year of Yes, How to Dance It Out and Stand in the Sun and Be Your Own Person. That's the whole title. So what she did was she agreed to speak at a commencement. Her first yes in the whole book was she agreed to speak at Dartmouth's commencement ceremony on June 8th, 2014. And she said that yes about 6 months before it would occur. And throughout the book, she speaks about her nervousness of speaking in front of people, in front of live audiences. And she stresses that she's a writer, she's a director, she's a behind the scenes kind of person. But she was in the space of yes because her sister said she never said yes to anything. So she said yes to this speech. And what happens as you read the book and as you go on her journey is you can see the Spirit provided her a variety of opportunities to speak in front of people of various numbers, to speak live in front of people. Now, Dartmouth, that commencement would be about 10,000 people, but Spirit laid the groundwork for her to build up her confidence. So by the time she got to the graduation speech, she knew that she had to speak authentically as herself. And she went to the podium and she said, you can see it in the video, because everything's online now. You can see it in the video where she takes a deep breath. She sinks in to the truth of who she is. And then she gives a graduation speech. Now, not one like I would give, but Shonda is Shonda. So she gave one like she would give, authentically as herself, with ease and grace. And that's the thing about yes. My yes is not your yes. Your yes is your yes, whatever it is. And you can live and walk fully in that yes. And Spirit will give you an opportunities to build up your confidence to get to that yes, if that's what you need. You just have to remember that no matter what is going on, that Spirit has your back. Now, I also want to close out with this month's theme about yes, and a little bit, just a teeny weeny bit, about Ubuntu. I am because we are. When you're living fully in your yes, when you're living authentically as your yes, when Spirit is working in and as and through you, when you have become acceptant and walking this life in the presence, in the faith, that individual expression that you are, those gifts that you have, when you're moving in and as that, in your yes, that is indeed the gifts that you give to the community. And the yes for yourself is not just your yes for yourself. Your yes for yourself can be a yes, can set the example, can show the way for someone else to say yes. The gifts that you give can expand and grow the community. And that's when I say your gift might be teaching golf. I don't know. It just came out of nowhere. I don't know where Pee Wee golf came from. It could be whatever your gift is. If you give that, that really helps. That really moves everyone forward. So it is this idea of walking in your yes, 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 yes. This is not just something that is for the individual. We speak so much about our individual, but as you grow, as you move, as you expand as the individual, you give that gift to others, to others. And but but I do want to wait. I have to do this though. I have to go back to this old school, because I saw it and I thought I have to share this. If you have any doubt, do not have any doubt. So what I want to do is I want to go back, way back to Raymond Charles Barker and his book, Create the Life You Want. He just snuck up on me this morning. So he said, if you're talking about yes, and anybody has any doubt about stepping into their yes, please, Mignonne, Raymond Charles and I had to talk. He said, please give them this word. So here it is. It's the power to accomplish. Raymond Charles Barker, unto you is given the power to create and accomplish in life the deep desires of your heart. The incarnation of God in you as you is this power. Freely it is given to all alike. And some intuitively realize this and bring forth great works. Others are lulled by their mental acceptances from childhood to the present and never realize that within them is this unconditioned possibility. The infinite expects the finite to reproduce in its area all which the infinite is. God's expectation is upon you. It bids you to arise from your lethargy of what you believe and to move into an area of sure knowledge, which is spiritual. You may believe that you cannot succeed, but God expects you to prosper and has equipped you to do so. You may believe that the world is against you, but the divine knows in your inward parts is written the right use of the law of mind, which can change the world. The power of God to accomplish does not ask for your supplication. It awaits your recognition that it is. As you act with authority, the power accepts your direction and brings to pass your dictates. Piety and meekness limit the free action of God. Sincerity and intention give it freedom to perform with its full mission. To the determined mind, it is divinely operating mind. Indecision and dependence upon the opinions of others withhold the good that you can have. Only you and God know what is right action for you. And even the closest to you cannot know the secret between you and the Maker. Arise and shine, for thy light is come, was Isaiah's way of telling us to start living life fully and getting from it the rewards of our right thinking. Take one goal you seek, declare that it is spiritual and divine. Affirm that the law of mind is now bringing this goal to pass. Do this several times a day for 30 days. And never once let your mind speculate upon the possibility of not achieving that desire. Hold your thinking to the line of expectancy. Your daily treatments, plus watching your consciousness to prevent negation, will give the law freedom to act, and you will be amazed at its results. The law will act. God wants you to live fully in your yes. If you needed permission, you have permission to live fully your yes and your gifts. I love you. Let's take this message into prayer. And so I know that there is only one power and one energy behind everything in this universe, and that this energy is the energy of my very life force. This energy runs through me, creates through me, moves through me. And as it moves and creates and expresses as me, it moves and creates and expresses as each and every person here. And as each and every person here moves towards their yes, fulfilling the destiny that spirit has, fulfilling the whims of their heart, that as that yes unfolds, so do the flowers bloom, so does the rain come down, so does the world turn. That yes is an inevitable yes, stepping into that yes, stepping into the infinite, stepping into trust, each and every person stepping into trusting and knowing the guidance of the infinite while living the true purpose of their soul. This is what I say. Thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for always moving us towards our highest and best good. Thank you for giving us this life and this light. Thank you for giving us an opportunity for growth and evolution and for knowing the very essence of who and what you are. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so, knowing this, I just released this word into the law, and together we say, so it is. So it is. So it is. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.